3 games in the books, 1 or 2 more to come here at the 2024 Great Northwest Athletic Conference Baseball Championships. Thanks for joining us here on a sunny afternoon from Dealer Park in Billings as the Western Oregon Wolves and the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks will tangle to decide the 2024 champion. Yesterday, we saw Central Washington eliminated from these GNAC championships by going 0-2, losing to the Western Oregon Wolves 9-5, and then NNU with a convincing 16-6 win over the Wildcats. And then in the nightcap, the Wolves and the Nighthawks in a tight one. NNU coming out victorious in that one with a 5-4 victory. That puts them in control coming into this Saturday afternoon of baseball. So, Western Oregon, the home team for game number 1. But it is NNU that needs to win just 1 game here today, while the Wolves need to win 2 to capture a 2024 title. It's going to be Aiden Holker that gets the start on the mound for the Wolves, as we're actually seeing a couple of interesting decisions as far as starting pitching. For Holker, this is just start number 4 on the season for him. He has come primarily out of the bullpen this year for Western Oregon, while on the other side, Northwest Nazarene doing the same thing. They're going to Blake Hammond, also just making his 4th start of the season. So it'll be interesting to see how long they're able to go in these prospective starts, and if they will be needing to go to the bullpen here early on. Holker 1-0 on the season with a 4.91 ERA. He is making his 11th appearance of the year here this afternoon, and again, just his 4th start. He's only thrown 18 1/3 innings this season. Over that time, he's given up 10 runs on 17 hits. He has struck out 20, walked just 9, and has an opponent batting average of .243. Let's take a look at the Western Oregon defense behind him. His catcher is going to be A.J. Cortez. John Olson's at first, Zach Valdez at second. Justin Herzog is the shortstop, and Emiliano Alarcon is the third baseman. Kern Mitzel in left, Owen Bischoff in center, and Tyler Mohler getting his first start of the day, or second start of the tournament, that is in right field. Stepping up to the plate, Carter Walsh, who had a real solid Friday at the plate. 2 home runs yesterday for half of his season total all in one day. He'll step into the right-handed batter's box, and we are ready to get going. Holker from a windup. First pitch. Walsh will swing on it and foul it off as first pitch delivered here at Dealer Park at 12:06 p.m. Carter Walsh hitting .323 on the season. Had several big hits yesterday as breaking ball catches the inside corner. 0-2 now the count. Walsh with 4 hits in 6 at-bats yesterday, including the 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and he scored 6 runs as well. 0-2, got him looking. So Aiden Holker starts his day with the strikeouts, 1 down here in the top of the first inning.
The second baseman, number 5, Gavin Brubaker.
Gavin Brubaker now going to step into the box. Second baseman hitting .333 on the year. First offering in, Brubaker fouls it off. This NNU team had a big offensive day on Friday. Hit .378 as a team over those 2 games and scored 21 runs between 2 games. 0-1 pitch, takes it foul. Umpiring crew for this one, Mark Heavey will be behind the plate. Kevin Rice is at first, Brad McGee at second, and Stu Bertrand at third base. So it could be either 1 or 2 games here today, just depending on how things shake out. 0-2 pitch, cut and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Aiden Holker, as he is off to quite the start. Strikeouts have been coming on a little bit stronger here these last few outings for him. He had a season-high 6 strikeouts in 4 innings against St. Martin's on April 20th. Other than that, he hasn't struck out more than 3 in an appearance this year. Cole Calnan is the batter in the 3 spot. 2 outs and the bases empty here in the top of 1. Callan had a bit of a scary moment yesterday. Really sharp ground ball, took a bad hop and caught him in the chin. Little check swing on the 0-1. Yes, he did go. Please 0-2. But Callan right back in the lineup. So nothing too serious. Holker trying to strike out the side here in the first. He's a strike away from doing it. 0-2. Down the chute, got him looking. Aiden Holker strikes out 3 in the top of the first inning. 2 going down on backwards Ks, and what a start for the Western Oregon defense. They'll get their first chance at the plate when we come back. Curran Mitzel, Justin Herzog, and Owen Bishop due up here on GNAC.tv. Aiden Holker strikes out the side in the top of the first to get us off and running. No score. We go to the bottom of 1. NNU out in the field for the first time, and Western Oregon will get their first trip to the plate. Blake Hammond getting the start on the bump for the Nighthawks. First batter he's going to face is Curran Mitzel. First pitch on the way. Mitzel drives it into right field, down for a base hit, gets past Tishankle and to the wall. Mitzel's going to turn for 2. He'll hold up there with a leadoff double. Western Oregon creating a little bit of early momentum. Striking out the side can always do that, and then you start with an extra base hit on the offensive side of things. Going to bring up Justin Herzog with a man in scoring position. Blake Hammond 3-0 this season with a 2.72 earned run average by just making his 4th start in 15 appearances. He's come out of the bullpen 11 times this year. His first offering for Herzog's just going to miss low. 1-0. Hammond, a 6'3" righty out of Peoria, Arizona, just in his sophomore season for the Nighthawks. 1-0 pitch low, back to the backstop. Wild pitch puts Mitzel over to third. Hammond hasn't thrown more than an inning and 2/3 against, well, no, actually he's thrown 2 innings against Western Oregon this year back on March 1st. This is the 4th time he is facing off against the Wolves. But has transitioned to some starts as of late. Last 2 outings, 6 innings each. 2-0 comebacker. He's got it, and he's able to retire Herzog. A 1 down. That's going to bring up Owen Bishop. Let's take a look at the Northwest Nazarene defense. Blake Hammond's battery mate, Drew Deal, his catcher. Brian Rojas is at first. Gavin Brubaker at second. Cole Calnan's at the shortstop. Duke Pahuko at third. Adam Paganelli in left. Carter Walsh in center. And Trevor Tishankle in right field. Here's Owen Bischoff, who leads this conference tourney in batting average after day one. Takes the first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Bischoff yesterday with 5 hits in 7 at-bats. Scored a couple runs, had a homer as well in there. Mitchell led off with a double. He's now at third after the wild pitch. Here's the 0-1. Big cut and a miss from Bischoff. Western Oregon trying to capture their 3rd consecutive GNAC Championships title. While for NNU, they're just looking for their 3rd ever. They won it in 2016, again in 2021. They are the only other team besides Western Oregon to have multiple titles under their belts. And the winner of these GNACs will have the automatic qualification into the NCAA West Regionals. 1-2, grounded back up the middle by Bischoff. He's got yet another hit. That's going to bring in Curran Mitchell to score an RBI single for the center fielder, and it's 1-0 Western Oregon here in the first. Wolves off to a quick start.
Catcher number 35, A.J. Cortez.
Had to play ball at Joe Pert's Field yesterday. We did have some weather issues earlier on in the week, but back here at a dealer today, and happy to be able to bring you a full video feed for these championship games. So the scenario here today, with Central Washington's elimination yesterday, should Northwest Nazarene win this first game, that's it. They are GNAC champs. AJ Cortez awaiting his 0-1 pitch. Misses. Just going to catch the inside corner, 0-2. Should Western Oregon win game number 1, that is going to force a second game, and then the winner of that will be GNAC champion. So for Western, they got to win 2. NNU just has to win 1, and they can do it by winning this one or just going 1-1 over a 2-game day. 0-2 pitch. Cortez takes it at the knees, and that's going to be called strike number 3. Blake Hammonds got his first strikeout of the day. So we've seen 7 batters come to the plate between these two teams. 4 of them have gone down on strikeouts. 2 down. Owen Bischoff at first, and here's John Olson. Hammond gave up a leadoff double to Curran Mitchell, who just came in to score on Bischoff's single. Bischoff heads for second, and he's going to be able to sneak in safely with his 10th steal of the season. Throw from Deal not in time. So a 1-0 count here for Olson. That'll miss low. 2 balls, no strikes. Dealer Park, a little bit bigger than Joe Pert's field that we were playing at yesterday. Pert's was 320 down both left and right field lines. The 2-0 fouled out of play down the right field side. And here at Dealer, 329 to left directly down the line, and it's a deep right field line, 350 into the right field corner, and it stretches out to 410 feet in straightaway center. 2-1 the count. 2 outs, runner at second base. Breaking ball, Olson flies it into left center field. Looks to be playable for Carter Walsh, who gets underneath. Makes a catch and ends the inning, but the Wolves get on the board. They score a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Leadoff double for Curran Mitchell is brought in to score by Owen Bischoff. Western Oregon 1, Northwest Nazarene 0 as we head to the second on GNAC TV. Western Oregon Wolves strike first with a run in the bottom of the first inning. Double from Kern Mitzel to lead things off. Comes in to score after the Owen Bischoff RBI single. Back to work as the Wolves defense, as Trevor Tish Ankle will be the first batter up for the Nighthawks, facing Aiden Holker, who struck out in the side in the first, including 2 looking strikeouts. He's got Tish Ankle 0-1. Goes breaking ball and gets called strike number 2. Tish Ankle, left-handed hitting right fielder, 341 average on the year, 0-2 pitch. Runs up and in. Beautiful day here in Billings. Wind carrying out towards right field right now, looks like. 1-2, swing and a miss. So that is now 4 consecutive strikeouts to start this game for Holker. This is his second highest total in a game this season. His season high 6 strikeouts on April 20th against St. Martin's. And that is the only time he's gone above 3 strikeouts other than today. What a start to this game he is having. Adam Paganelli is the batter, 1 out, no one on. One-0 breaking ball lifted into left field. Mitzel moves over towards the line. He's able to make the catch. That's the first time we have seen an NNU player put the ball in fair play. Fly out for the second out. So it's been 5 up and 5 down so far for Holker. Northwest Nazarene trying to get their offense figured out. Had such a huge day yesterday at the plate. And this young man right here was part of that, picking up a home run along the way, which would have been his 9th of the year. Duke Pahukoa, third baseman, steps up. First pitch fastball in at 87 for called strike number 1. Pahukoa awaits the 0-1, cuts over the top, and tips it back into the glove of A.J. Cortez. Northwest Nazarene on the brink of some history. They've won 35 games so far this season. Their overall record, 35-12-1. 0-2 pitch. Just misses outside, 1-2. One more win for the Nighthawks here today, and it would be a new program record for single season wins. They've gotten to 35 once before, back in 2021. Never gotten to 36. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, drops out of the glove of Cortez. He's going to have to throw to first. Gets it there in time. Through 2 innings, Aiden Holker has faced the minimum and has 5 strikeouts. We've got a doozy here early on. 1-0 Western Oregon. We're heading to the bottom of 2 on GNAC TV. Aiden Holker off to an incredible start on the mound for Western Oregon. Through 2 innings, he has faced the minimum, retired all 6 batters he has faced, and he has struck out 5 of them. 1-0 Western Oregon leading. We are now in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and it'll be Randy Stoltz, Tyler Mohler, and Emiliano Alarcon coming up for the Wolves. First pitch in from Blake Hammond. Flown down the right field line. Tish Ankle chasing it into the corner. And it is going to be just foul as that one continued to stretch. Stoltz sent that one out of the ballpark, but just on the wrong side of the right field foul pole. So it'll come back to the plate after a long strike number 1. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. We look forward to crowning your 2024 GNAC baseball champions here in the next few hours. Again, if you have just joined us, NNU needs to win just 1 of 2 today, while Western Oregon needs to go 2-0 to become 2024 champs. 0-1 pitch runs inside on Randy Stoltz. His count evens at 1-1. The Wolves in search of their 3rd consecutive GNAC title. It seems as of late it's been these 2 teams dominating the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. Northwest Nazarene has been to 2 West Regionals of the last 3 hosted, while Western Oregon has been to 3 consecutive going back to 2021 as well. 1-2 pitch, cut and a miss by Stoltz. And Blake Hammond's got his 2nd strikeout. 1 down here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That brings up Tyler Mohler. We've seen him start 2 of 3 games so far for Western Oregon. Mohler hit in the 7th spot yesterday and played right field against NNU. Went 0 for 2, but was able to reach twice, was walked aboard and hit by a pitch. Left-hander awaits his first offering in from Hammond. That one back to the backstop, gets away from Drew Deal. A lot of history between these 2 teams is that they've both been in the GNAC since its inception. And not only do we have history between the programs, but these 2 head coaches go back well before their time managing these 2 programs. For Kellen Walker and Joe Schaefer, the Western Oregon and NNU coach respectively, they are both products of Point Loma Nazarene in Southern California, just outside of San Diego. Schaefer finished up his playing days at Point Loma in 2003, and for Kellen Walker, it was 2006, his senior season. 2-1 on the ground to first base, just fair. Going to the bag himself is Rojas. He gets the out as Mohler retired, 2 down. That's now 4 straight retired by Blake Hammond going back to the 1st inning. So back to that conversation on the Point Loma connection between Kellen Walker and Joe Schaefer. Schaefer, after he was finished playing in 2003, immediately joined the coaching staff, was an assistant coach for Point Loma while Kellen Walker was there. Ended up becoming the head coach of the Sea Lions. Spent 11 years as their head coach, won 341 games while in Point Loma before coming here to Northwest Nazarene now in his 6th season. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, 1-1 on Emiliano Alarcon. On the other side, Kellen Walker now 12 years deep with Western Oregon. His first year is back in 2013. We got to say 12th season. 1-1, cut and a miss by Alarcon. He's got 331 wins coming into the tourney. So I added yesterday 332 as the Western Oregon head coach. 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. Alarcon stays alive. 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of 2. 1-0 our score. Hammond working from a stretch. 1-2. Into the dirt, 2-2. Alarcon lays off. We've seen him in all 3 games for Western Oregon so far. Against NNU yesterday, Alarcon 1 for 4, a single and a run scored. He's had a quiet GNAC, overall 1 for 8 in the tournament. 2-2. Lifts this one into left field. Should be playable for Paganelli. Gets underneath, makes a catch, and that'll do it for a 1-2-3 bottom of the second inning. Blake Hammond has retired 5 straight. We've got a 1-0 ball game. Western Oregon leading. We're heading to the top of 3 on GNAC TV. One 0 Western Oregon's lead over Northwest Nazarene, top of the 3rd inning. Both starting pitchers really settling in nicely as Blake Hammond has a 1-2-3 bottom at 2. He's retired 5 straight. And Aiden Holker, he's got 6 up, 6 down so far with 5 strikeouts. 7, 8, 9 hitters he faces here in the 3rd. That's Rojas, Wayne, and Deal. 1-0 offering will miss to Brian Rojas, the first baseman, in a 2-0 count. We saw Rojas start the first game that Northwest Nazarene played yesterday on the mound. He threw 6 innings, allowed 3 runs on 7 hits, walked 3, and struck out 4 to pick up the win, and moved to 4-0 on the season as a starting pitcher. 3-0 from Holker. That one down the pipe, called strike number 1. And Rojas taking over first base duties in game 3 yesterday. Went 2 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Flies the 3-1 into left center field. There underneath is Bischoff as he'll settle and make the catch. Brings up Casey Wayne, 1 out, nobody on. Though I think any question we had about Aiden Holker moving to the start here has been answered. He's only making his 4th start of the season, but it has been a doozy. Little check swing that Wayne can't hold back, 0-1 his count. And Holker has been efficient about it as well. He's only 25 pitches deep. 0-1 breaking ball, just gets behind Wayne. Somehow doesn't hit him. Just about nicked him on the back, but instead it's a 1-1 count. Casey Wayne, we're seeing in the starting lineup for the first time. Come in as a late addition to the lineup yesterday. 1-1 grounder to short, knocked down by Herzog, but he can't do anything with it. And it's going to be an error that puts the first runner aboard for Northwest Nazarene. Looked to be a fairly routine grounder out to short, but Herzog not able to scoop it up. So 1 on and 1 out, and it takes till the 8th batter of the lineup for the Nighthawks to get on, but they do indeed get one aboard. Here's Drew Deal. So Holker from a stretch for the first time, misses high. One 0 Western Oregon's lead here in the top of 3. Runner takes off as the pitch is popped up back behind home plate. Back to the wall is Cortez, and that's going to be into the seats. Casey Wayne was going on the pitch, though. He's stolen 8 bags this year. As we've talked about throughout these GNACs, this Northwest Nazarene team more active on the base path than any other team in the conference by far. They've had 97 total steals through the regular season. That was 54 more than any other team in the GNAC. More than double anyone else. 1-1 misses up and in, 2-1. So we will likely be seeing plenty of action on the base path from the Nighthawks here today. Holker's 2-1 flowing into shallow right center. Wayne was going on the pitch again, caught again by Bischoff. And Wayne will have to retreat to first, but he's tried to go on a couple of pitches, but contact was made on both of them. 2 down as we get back to the top of the order. And here's Carter Walsh for his second at bat. Carter Walsh 0 for 1, struck out looking to start this ball game. The GNAC Freshman of the Year, second team all-conference honoree. Awaits his first offering, takes it high for ball number 1. Just the second Northwest Nazarene Freshman of the Year. Logan Parker, or I should say the first one since Logan Parker, back in 2011. Little check swing there from Carter Walsh, evens it up at 1-1. And actually, right before Logan Parker was named Freshman of the Year, Zeb Sneed, Idaho native, won it for Northwest Nazarene in 2010. 1-1 gets back to the screen. 2-1 now the count on Carter Walsh. And Zeb's younger brother, Cy, actually ended up going down to Texas and attended Dallas Baptist for his collegiate years and ended up cracking the major leagues. Two outs, runner at second base now as Wayne advances on the wild pitch. Wayne reached on an air earlier in the inning. Represents a tying run at second right now for Northwest Nazarene. Here's a 2-1. Blowing away 3 balls and a strike to the Nighthawk center fielder. Three balls and 1 strike to Carter Walsh, .323 hitter here in his first collegiate season. Pulls a 3-1 foul down the third base line. Full count. Walsh with 2 home runs yesterday. One against Central Washington and the other against Western Oregon. Had a 2-run blast against the Wolves in the 4th, part of that 5-4 win. 3-2 off the end of his bat, just in front of home plate. Cortez, quick throw over to first there in time. That'll end a scoreless third. No runs, no hits, an error, and a man left on. It remains 1-0, Western Oregon leading. We head to the bottom of 3 on GNAC TV. Western Oregon 1, Northwest Nazarene 0, bottom of the third inning. Nighthawks got their first base runner in the top of the third. One out air reach for Casey Wayne. He ends up getting stranded at second base. This is the 9-1-2 in the Wolves order. That's Valdez, Mitchell, and Herzog. They've only had two aboard themselves, both in the first inning. Curran Mitchell led off the game with a double and ended up scoring when Owen Bischoff singled to center field. Zach Valdez takes the 0-1, flies it into shallow right. Cut in from Tishankle. He's there to make the catch. 2 pitches and 1 away in the bottom of the third. Both of these teams currently ranked in the top 8 in the West Regional rankings. Northwest Nazarene at 5. The Wolves just bopped into the top 8 at number 8. Problem is, you only get 6 teams that go to the West Regional. Here's Curran Mitchell back up again. First pitch, chops it over to first. Rojas able to take care of it himself for quick out. So we've only seen 3 pitches for 2 quick outs here by Blake Hammond. That's going to bring up Justin Herzog. There's a kick and the first offering that misses outside to Herzog, who's 0 for 1, grounded out to the pitcher in his first at-bat. Herzog takes that for a ball, 2-0 to the shortstop. Hitting in the 2 slot for the Wolves. Homered against Northwest Nazarene yesterday. Actually, he and Bischoff homered in back-to-back pitches. Oddly, it was one of 2 occurrences yesterday in which we saw home runs in consecutive pitches. Central Washington did it in the first game as they got Baba Varner and Austin Olin with solo home runs in the first inning of game number 1 of the day. Here's a 2-1. Herzog lines it over the head of Brubaker at second and into right field for a 2-out single. So he's got himself a knock. Third hit of the day for the Wolves. They've all come from the top 3 in the order. Mitchell's got a double, and Herzog and Bischoff each with singles. And now here is Owen Bischoff stepping back up for his second at bat.
Center fielder, number 9, Owen Bischoff.
Bischoff awaiting his first pitch. He'll chop a breaking ball foul on the third base side. So we are one of 2 conferences playing their baseball tournaments here on this Saturday afternoon in the West region. Pac West has already wrapped theirs up. 0-1 misses outside, keeping the count at 1-1. Yesterday, Point Loma was able to wrap up a Pac West championship by scoring 43 runs over 2 games against Concordia Irvine. 1-1, there's a cut and a miss by Bischoff. So they claim the Pac West title. Cal State, Monterey Bay, and San Francisco State are playing today in the CCAA for that tournament championship. 1-2 count, 2 outs, runner at first base. Bischoff awaits the offering. Slow chopper back to the mound. Hammond goes to first, gets there in time, and that'll end a quick and easy bottom of the third inning. No runs, a hit, and a man left at first. It was a 2-out single for Justin Herzog that is left aboard. Remains 1-0, Western Oregon leading as we're heading to the 4th on GNAC TV. Top of the fourth, 1-0 Western Oregon leading Northwest Nazarene. As the Nighthawks just got their first base runner aboard in the third, an air reach, yet to pick up their first hit. This will be Gavin Brubaker to lead things off in the fourth for NNU, who chops one foul off of his front foot. Again facing Aiden Holker, who's thrown a doozy so far in 3 innings, no runs, no hits, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. And those 5 strikeouts came from the first 6 batters he faced. Brubaker pulls it foul on the third base side, puts him in an 0-2 count. GNAC Championships taking place this year at Dealer Park in Billings, the home of the MSUB Yellow Jackets. 0-2, high and away, 1-2. Yellow Jackets missing out on the GNAC tournament this year, as did the St. Martin Saints. Really, Central Washington kind of left on an island in that third spot in the conference. They were 5 games back of Western Oregon. As this 2-2 is going to be laced into left center field by Brubaker. He'll hold up at first. And there's the first hit of the day for Northwest Nazarene. Leadoff single for Brubaker, and they have the tying run aboard. Brings up Cole Kalnin. As I was saying, Central Washington on that island in the 3 spot in the GNAC. 5 games south of Western Oregon in the 2 spot, but then had a 5-game advantage over MSUB in the 4 spot. So really kind of operating on their own there, and then Western Oregon battling Northwest Nazarene for number 1 seed all season. Pop up by Kalnin to first, easily caught by Olson for the first out of the inning. 1 down, bring up Trevor Tishankle. Northwest Nazarene already has beat Western Oregon in the GNAC Championships. 5-4 their win over the Wolves yesterday. They got some outstanding relief work out of Josh Brown. As the first pitch in for Tishankle, line down the right field line. That ball's in fair. Brubaker heading for third. He's going to be held up there. Tishankle into second with a double. And Northwest Nazarene making a little bit of noise here in the top of the fourth. So they've got the tying run 90 feet from home and the go-ahead run in scoring position. That'll bring up Adam Paganelli. Big opportunity here for the Nighthawks as they've finally been able to figure out Aiden Holker. Paganelli 0 for 1, flew out to left field in his first at-bat. Swings and tips it back. No, they're going to say it wasn't tipped back. It was just back to the backstop. Got a good carom back to A.J. Cortez, so Brubaker has to hold at third. Corners in for the Western Oregon infield. Trying to cut off a run at the plate. 1 out. Runners at second and third. Paganelli grounds it to second base. That's going to be enough to score a run. He's thrown out, but Brubaker in to score, and we're even. It's 1-1. '28th RBI of the year for Adam Paganelli. That's a big one. That moves Tishankle over to third. Go ahead run. 90 feet from home now for Northwest Nazarene. Duke Pahukoa, chance to bring him in. Pahukoa, first pitch. Runs up and in for ball number 1. And we're going to see a timeout called as Little Mount Conference here for Aiden Holker is facing his 5th batter of the inning. This one started with Brubaker singling. He was then pushed over to third by Trevor Tishankle's double. And Adam Paganelli grounded out to second base to bring in Brubaker to score. So, quick conference, we'll get back to action. Duke Pahukoa, the batter for Northwest Nazarene. 1-1 the score in this one. Tishankle at third base. There's a kick. Misses in the dirt. Good block there by Cortez to keep it around home. Western Oregon, the ones that absolutely have to win here in game number 1, or their GNAC tournament is over. 2-0, misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes on Pahukoa. NNU does have a little bit of breathing room. They can't afford a loss here. They can. But that would mean an absolute must-win for both sides in game number 2. 3-0, right down the middle on Pahukoa for a called strike. Breaking ball, runs inside, doesn't quite catch him, but it's a ball 4 nonetheless. Free bag for Pahukoa. He's aboard on a walk. That's the first walk issued by Holker, and it's put men on the corners with 2 outs. We do see action in the Western Oregon bullpen now. They've got a righty up and getting loose. Here is Brian Rojas. Chance to put Northwest Nazarene up for the first time in this game. First pitch, fouled back. Rojas flew out to center his first time up. He is 0 for 1. We've seen 2 hits and a walk in this inning. Pahukoa at first, Tishankle at third right now, and a run already in the top of the 4th. 0-1. Rojas lines it towards left center, drops in for a base hit. Tishankle scores, and the Nighthawks take a lead. 2-1, now the Northwest Nazarene advantage, as they had a whale of a time figuring out Aiden Holker first trip through the order, but a lot more success now their second trip through. Casey Wayne will be the batter with 2 aboard and 2 outs. Holker trying to get out of a jam. First pitch, Wayne takes it at the knees for a strike. Northwest Nazarene will rely on Blake Ham to face the 4, 5, 6 hitters when they come back to the plate. 0-1 pitch laced at third. Alarcon there to make the catch, and what a doozy. Great contact from Wayne, but puts it right at the third baseman. That ends a 2-run inning. That comes on the power of 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. RBIs for Paganelli and Rojas make this a 2-1 Northwest Nazarene lead over Western Oregon, heading to the bottom of the 4th here on GNAC TV. Northwest Nazarene claims their first lead. They get runs from Gavin Brubaker and Trevor Tishankel in the top of the fourth to make this a 2-1 Nighthawks advantage. AJ Cortez leads off for the Wolves here in the bottom of four, and he gets plunked on the first pitch. So a free bag for Cortez puts the tying run on base for the Wolves immediately. And John Olson will be the batter coming up.
First baseman number 21, John Olson.
Olson 0 for 1, flew out to center to end the first inning in his lone at bat so far. Takes it outside, 1-0. Olson hitting .303, as are four of the first five hitters in the Western Oregon order. Gets a hold of the 1-0, lines it through the left side and into left field for a single. Back-to-back reaches to start the inning for the Wolves. Men at first and second, tying run in scoring position. And that brings up Randy Stoltz.
Designated hitter number 10, Randy Stoltz.
Stoltz struck out in the second. He's facing Blake Hammond for the second time. 43 pitches through 3+ innings for Hammond. Stoltz shows bunts, pulls back as it misses outside for a ball. The line right now for Blake Hammond, 3+ innings of work, 1 run allowed on 4 hits, has not walked a man, and he's struck out 2. Olson's at first, Cortez at second for the Wolves. They trail 2-1. Bunt showed again, but Stoltz pulls back for a called strike. Stoltz taking DH duties here today. Shows bunt again. Fouls it off. That one catches Drew Deal, and he was shook up there for a second. Looks to be okay. We have seen Randy Stoltz play in all 3 games for Western Oregon. He's DH twice and played right field once. As a part of that Central Washington, or that 9-5 win over Central Washington for Western Oregon, he had a 2-run homer in a 1-for-3 effort. And then was 0 for 4 against NNU yesterday, but did reach on an error. So looking for his first hit against the Nighthawks in the GNAC championships. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, third base side. A lot of history to be made with the win here today for Northwest Nazarene. Not only would it be their 3rd GNAC championship, but as we talked about, would make program history with their 36th win in a single season. Never done that before. And for head coach Joe Schaefer, that would be his 500th win as a collegiate head coach. He has won 341 when he was at Point Loma in those 11 years, and he's won 158 so far with Northwest Nazarene, putting him at a .499 and .332 overall record. 3-2. Swing and a miss by Stoltz, and there is a big strikeout for Blake Hammond. That is his 3rd strikeout today. 2nd time that he's gotten Stoltz on strikes. We've got 1 away here in the bottom of 4. That brings up Tyler Mohler. Mohler, left-handed hitting right fielder, has John Olson at first, AJ Cortez at second. They're aboard on a single and a hit by pitch respectively. 1 away, and Northwest Nazarene leading 2-1. Mohler still awaiting his first pitch, takes it outside. Blake Hammond making just his 4th start of the season, primarily coming out of the bullpen as they backpicked to second. That one ricochets off of the back of Cortez as it hits him. He's able to slide back in safely. Western Oregon trying to even things back up. Base hit could do it. 1-0 pitch in for Mohler. Flown to right center field. This one way back and out of here. Tyler Mohler delivers a 3-run home run to put Western Oregon back on top. The Wolves now lead 4-2. Just the second home run of the season for Tyler Mohler. And boy, is it a big one. So we've seen both sides score here in the fourth. Bunt laid down third base line by Alarcon, runs foul. Inning started with a hit by pitch of Cortez. Olson singled aboard, and we just saw Tyler Mohler with a 3-run home run to right center. He hit that just left of big video board here at Dealer. A 1 pitch for Alarcon, put into the gap in left center. He's got a hit. Hard turnaround first. He'll hold up there with a single. Back half of the lineup getting it done for Western Oregon. It's going to bring up the 9-hole hitting Zach Valdez.
Second baseman number 1, Zach Valdez.
Valdez hit his first career home run yesterday against Central Washington. First pitch for him, flown down the right field line, shallow. Tish Ankle needs to come in on the run. Is able to get there. He makes a catch for the second out of the inning. Alarcon has to hold it first. Back to the top of the order with Curran Mitchell. So quite the back and forth here in the fourth. NNU scored 2 runs in the top of the inning, now 3 for the Wolves in the bottom of it. That misses outside to Mitchell, who doubled and scored in the first to get the offense started for the Wolves. Here's a 1-0. On the outside edge, called strike, evens it at 1-1. Short lead at first for Alarcon. That one sent straight back to the backstop. Easy advancement for Alarcon on the wild pitch. And Hammond really lost a hold of that one because that was well beyond the reach of Drew Deal. All he could do was watch it go back to the backstop. First wild pitch issued by Blake Hammond in this game. Another runner in scoring position. 2-1 for Mitchell, flown into shallow center. Carter Walsh makes a catch and ends the inning, but the damage done. 3-run score for Western Oregon on 3 hits and a man left aboard. 3-run homer for Tyler Mohler. Makes this a 4-2 Western Oregon lead heading to the 5th on GNAC TV. Tyler Mohler's 3-run home run puts Western Oregon back on top. 2 runs their advantage now, 4-2 the score here at Dealer Park. Part of the 2024 GNAC Baseball Championships. Appreciate you joining us here with your Saturday afternoon. Devin Bell now the pitcher for the Wolves as he replaces Aiden Holker. First pitch in for Drew Deal. Will miss for ball number 1. Final line for Aiden Holker. He goes 4 innings in the start. Gives up 2 runs on 3 hits. Walks 1 and strikes out 5. 1-0 offering runs up and in to Deal. Devin Bell, a sophomore from LeGrand, Oregon, 6'4" right-hander. We saw him throw yesterday against Central Washington through 1 inning of relief. Did not allow a run or a hit. 2-0. Placed down the right field line, chasing it in the corner. Mohler can't get there. That's going to be in for extra bases for Deal. He turns around second. He's going to try and turn it into 3. Slides in safely. Leadoff triple for the catcher, Drew Deal. First triple of the season for Deal. As that's the exact right spot to put it here at Dealer if you want to pick up 3 bags. It's 350 down that line and right, and certainly a triple alley. Back to the top of the order with Carter Walsh. Walsh 0 for 2 today. He's quieted off in this one. Strikeout and a ground out for him. That one will miss on him. 1 ball, no strikes. Bell 3-2 record and 3.10 ERA on the season for Western Oregon. His 1-0 at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. His 19th appearance out of the bullpen for the Wolves. Only player that's made more outings than him, Bryce Bond. They've been 2 of the mainstays of the Western Oregon pen. 4-2 our score after Tyler Mohler's 3-run homer in the 4th. That was his first hit of the GNAC Championships, and boy, what a big one. Walsh lays off the 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Northwest Nazarene briefly held the lead in this game. They scored 2 runs in the top of the 4th to take a 2-1 lead. Pitch just below the knees and a little bit outside will be a base on balls for Carter Walsh. So 2 reaches to start the inning for Northwest Nazarene. A triple for Drew Deal leads it off, and then Carter Walsh just walked. Brings up Gavin Brubaker. There's a left-hander just beginning to lightly throw in the Nighthawks bullpen. Nothing serious as of now, so likely not someone that's going to be ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. Gavin Brubaker is going to be the batter after a quick little chat on the mound between Cortez and Devin Bell.
Second baseman number 5, Gavin Brubaker.
Tying run is aboard for Northwest Nazarene. They have Deal at third, Walsh at first base, and Carter Walsh 26 steals on the season. He's a dangerous one on the base path. First pitch home, fastball for a called strike on Brubaker. We'll see if Walsh does opt to take off. He's already stolen 2 bags in the GNX, 2 for 2 on attempts. Here's the 0-1. Cutting a tip back into the glove. No balls, 2 strikes for the NNU second baseman. Carter Walsh, only player in the GNAX to have stolen multiple bases so far. 0-2 runs inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Should Western Oregon win this first game, and force a game 2. Northwest Nazarene would then become the designated home team for that game. 1-2, Walsh does take off, swing and a miss at the plate, throw to second, not in time. Now coming from third, Deal is going to be thrown out at the plate. And here comes head coach Joe Schaefer, upset about the call. So is Drew Deal, and now the rest of the umpiring crew coming in to have the conversation. So quite the sequence here. Gavin Brubaker was struck out. Carter Walsh then stole second. Then Drew Deal, coming home from third after the throw out to second, is called out at the plate. Head coach Joe Schaefer for Northwest Nazarene very upset about the call. So the out will remain on Deal. He's thrown out at the plate. So all of a sudden we go from nobody out and runners on the corners to, with the strike him out, throw him out at the plate, 2 down and a runner at second base. That'll bring up Cole Calnan. Calnan will have Walsh at second.
Shortstop number 4, Cole Calnan.
Calnan 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out to first. First pitch in, Calnan grounds it left side. Knocked down by Alarcon, but no play available. Infield hit for the shortstop. That'll push Walsh over to third. So back to men on the corners, but 2 outs this time for Northwest Nazarene. Trevor Tishankle, the batter.
Right fielder number 12, Trevor Tishankle.
Tishankle doubled and scored in the 4th. Was brought in on the Brian Rojas RBI single. Laces one foul over the top of the first base dugout. 4-2 our score. Western Oregon leading Northwest Nazarene. Things have really been heating up here in the last couple of innings. Seen a combined 5 runs scored between the two sides in the 4th. Tishankle takes an off speed for a called strike. Moves his count 0-2. Devin Bell trying to get out of a jam. 2 outs. Runners at first and third. Here's his 0-2. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout from Bell. He strikes out 2 in the inning and keeps the 5th scoreless. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. It remains a 4-2 lead for Western Oregon over Northwest Nazarene as we head to the bottom of the 5th here on GNAC TV. Western Oregon 4, Northwest Nazarene 2. We are into the bottom of the 5th inning. Big opportunity for the Nighthawks in the top of 5, but they are not able to get a run across. Got a leadoff triple from Drew Deal. He ends up being thrown out at the plate in a spot where Carter Walsh stealing second. That allowed Deal to go home, and then the throw back just beat out Deal for the second out of the inning. Justin Herzog, Owen Bischoff, and A.J. Cortez are coming up for the Wolves here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Herzog in an 0-2 count. He singled back in the 3rd, but got stranded aboard. Wolves scoring 3 of their 4 runs on the home run of Tyler Mohler in the 4th. Blake Hammond still on the mound for Northwest Nazarene. As we mentioned, there is a left-hander just very lightly warming up right now in the NNU bullpen, so Hammond may be done after 5. It looks like he still has a good deal of room to go. He's only through 63 pitches at this point. 2-2 count on Justin Herzog. Pitch on the way. Count now full. Herzog, the senior, one of the best to ever do it in a Western Oregon uniform. Little check swing there. He'll go down as the 4th strikeout for Blake Hammond. 1 down here in the bottom of 5. Brings up Owen Bischoff.
The center fielder, number 9, Owen Bischoff.
Well, to catch you all up, if you did not tune in for Friday's action here in the GNAC Championships, 3 games yesterday, as Owen Bischoff takes that up and in for ball number 1. In game number 1, Western Oregon topped Central Washington 9-5. Game number 2, it was a 16-6 win for Northwest Nazarene over Central. That would eliminate the Wildcats from the GNACs. The slider that gets in over the knees for a called strike 1-1 on Bischoff. Then in the 3rd and final game yesterday, both teams held the lead. There's a chopper back out towards second base. Off balance throw from Brubaker over to first. What a beauty that was. Great play from Gavin Brubaker out at second to retire Bischoff. 2 down. And it was a 5-4 win for Northwest Nazarene, who actually led the whole way. There was a tie in there, but Northwest Nazarene did not trail to the Wolves in that game 3. So they are 2-0 in the GNAC so far. Western Oregon 1-1. And as a result, Wolves need to win 2, and NNU just needs to win 1 to capture the title. 2 outs, no one on. Breaking ball in there on A.J. Cortez for a strike. Line score of this game right now. Nighthawks, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for the Wolves. 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. A little check swing by Cortez. A little peel down. No, he did not go. Cortez hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th. Came in on that 3-run homer of Tyler Mohler. 1-1. Catches the inner half. 0-2 strikes. Hammond is now a pitch away from a clean 5th inning. Hasn't had a 1-2-3 frame since the 2nd. There's the 1-2. Misses upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hammond to get through the 5th, 2-2. Another check swing and another holdback from A.J. Cortez. He did not go.
Come on, Blake!
A.J. Cortez, the catcher, really really gotten his money's worth as he's playing in his third game for Western Oregon. These GNACs, 3-2, flies it into shallow center. Walsh in to make the catch. That'll end the inning. 1-2-3, they go down here in the bottom of the fifth. 4-2 our score, Western Oregon leading Northwest Nazarene here on GNAC TV. Four-2 the score, Western Oregon leading Northwest Nazarene. We're into the sixth now as Adam Paganelli leads off for the Nighthawks and dribbles one after hitting it off the hands after first base. John Olson takes care of it himself. One pitch and one out here in the top of the sixth. Wolves in a spot where they need to win, and they've put themselves in position to do so as of now as they take a two-run advantage into the back half of this ball game. Duke Pahukoa comes up now for Northwest Nazarene. The Nighthawks can close the door right now. They come up with 3 runs here late and hold off the Wolves. They will be GNAC champions, whereas Western Oregon, they get the win here. They still have work to do. Should the Wolves win, we would take a half-hour pause and then come back with Game 2 to decide a GNAC champion. Pahukoa awaiting his 0-1 from Devin Bell, back for his second inning of relief, lifted into left field. Mitchell able to come in on the run, make the catch for the second out. We saw Bell in the fifth, struck out a couple in the inning, but did give up a triple, a single, and a walk, but somehow was able to avoid giving up a run in that frame, despite all that action. Here's Brian Rojas, 2 outs and the base is empty. First pitch for Rojas, fouled off. It's a great spot for baseball here at Dealer Park. You got rim rocks out beyond the outfield fence. And then Billings Logan International Airport up on top of the rims. You can see some planes coming into land. This makes for a very cool spot for the GNAC Championships. We're lucky to be here this week. 0-2 count on Brian Rojas. Pitch on the way. Fouled off, and Rojas stays alive. Devin Bell trying to get out of a 1-2-3 frame. Here's another 0-2. Tip back into the glove. There's strikeout number 3 for Devin Bell in 2 shutout innings of relief. He has retired 5 of the last 6 batters he has seen now. We've got 5.5 in the books. Western Oregon leads Northwest Nazarene 4-2 here on GNAC TV. Into the bottom of the sixth, and Blake Hammond back for another inning of work. The starter for Northwest Nazarene has had a lefty up in the pen behind him now for the last couple of innings. Thought the fifth might be it for him, but Hammond tasked with the sixth as well as he faces Olson, Stoltz, and Mohler here in the inning. Delivers a first pitch strike to the first baseman, John Olson. Olson singled and scored in the fourth, came in on Mohler's 3-run homer. 0-1. Hard grounder left side, past a diving Pahukoa into left field for a leadoff hit. Second hit of the day for Olson. And Western Oregon looking for more here in the sixth inning. They lead 4-2.
The DH number 10, Randy Stoltz.
Come on, Blake.
I'll bring up Randy Stoltz, the DH. 2 strikeouts today, 0 for 2. On the season, Stoltz a .289 hitter. Managed to drive in 18 runs along the way. He's got Olson at first. And Hammond trying to find a way through this sixth inning. Breaking ball gets a swing and a miss. Stoltz comes over the top of it. No one up in the Western Oregon pen, so we're going to be seeing Devin Bell for a third inning of relief when we go to the top of the seventh. And the Wolves pen has been really good in this tournament, as has Northwest Nazarene. There's another swing and a miss. Hammond goes off speed. Yesterday was Shane Bailey throwing 3 innings of shutout relief for the Wolves. Josh Brown on the other side for Northwest Nazarene manages to go 4 1/3 of shutout relief. The longest outing he had in a month and a half. He was really efficient with his pitch count that allowed him to go the distance in that one after coming in for Kyle Etheridge. 1-2, a little check swing. They appealed down on this one, and he did go. So Stoltz put down on a strikeout. That's number 5 for Blake Hammond. 1 down, and Tyler Mohler now the batter. And what a game he's having. Mohler with his first hit of the GNAC championships earlier today. A 3-run home run in the fourth put Western Oregon up 4-2, and that's the score since then. It looks like that might be the day for Blake Hammond. Indeed, it will be, as Joe Schaefer's going to opt to go to the bullpen. So we'll step aside for the pitching change. 1 out and 1 on here in the bottom of the sixth inning. And Tyler Mohler will be facing a lefty that comes out of the Nighthawks pen. We'll be right back here on GNAC TV.
Tyler
4-2 Western Oregon leading Northwest Nazarene here in the bottom of these 6. A pitching change for the Nighthawks for the first time in this game. Jonathan Zayas in to throw, left-handed reliever. Places Blake Hammond, who goes 5 1/3. giving up 4 runs on 7 hits. On the hook for another run with Olsen at first, however. Did not walk a man and struck out 5. Zayas is first offering into the left-handed hitting Mohler will be in for a strike. So the situation here in the bottom of 6, 1 out and a runner at first. John Olsen led off this inning with a single to left field. 0-1. This misses outside. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Numbers for Jonathan Zayas this year. 3-3 record, 6.08 his earned run average. This is just the 3rd time he has come in relief, primarily a starting pitcher for Northwest Nazarene. Made 10 starts over the season. The senior out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania. This is the 3rd time he's facing Western Oregon this year. The Wolves managed to tack 3 runs or more on him in each of the 2 outings he's had against him. 1-2 pitch in for Mohler. Zayas gets a strikeout. And we got 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. The storyline of this game, Western Oregon took a lead in the bottom of the 1st inning. RBI single for Owen Bischoff scored Curran Mitchell, who doubled to lead off the ballgame. That made it 1-0 Western Oregon. That's how the score stayed until the 4th. As the first pitch in for Alarcon, grounded to short. And that will be thrown to second for the fielder's choice to wrap up the bottom of the 6th inning. The leadoff single does not turn into anything as John Olsen is stranded aboard. We are through 6 innings here in Billings. Western Oregon 4, Northwest Nazarene 2 on GNAC TV. Top of the 7th inning, 4-2. Western Oregon leads Northwest Nazarene. As Casey Wayne, Drew Deal, and Carter Walsh come up here in the top of 7 for the Nighthawks. They're facing Devin Bell, who is back for his 3rd inning of relief. Casey Wayne awaiting the offering and cuts through it for a strike. 0-2 the count on the designated hitter. Wayne 0 for 2, did reach on an error in the 3rd. 0-2 pitch. Fastball low and away will miss for ball number 1. Northwest Nazarene, 5 hits in this game. All 5 came between the 4th and the 5th inning. That 1-2 is going to run inside and catch Wayne. So it'll be a hit by pitch to put him aboard. His 2nd reach of the ball game. And Drew Deal will come back up, who tripled back in the 5th inning.
Let's go, Drew! Bring him home, Drew!
Deal, the catcher, 1 for 2. First pitch low and inside. They're going to try a back pick to first, not in time, as Wayne slides back in safely. Jason Bell caught for Northwest Nazarene yesterday against Western Oregon. Deal faced Central Washington as the catcher, so this is his first outing as the catcher against Western Oregon in the GNAC championships. Northwest Nazarene can find a way to claw back and win this thing over the last 3 innings. They going to lock up their 3rd GNAC title. Time called for as the count runs 2-0 on the catcher Drew Deal, and we'll have a conference out at the mound. So the storyline of this game, didn't quite get to it in the bottom of the 6th. Western Oregon scoring in the 1st. Mitzel doubled and then was brought in on Owen Bischoff's single. Stayed a 1-0 Western Oregon lead until the top of 4. 2-run score for Northwest Nazarene to briefly take a lead there. Adam Paganelli grounds out to bring in Brubaker, who singled to start that inning. And then Brian Rojas, an RBI single to score Trevor Tishankle, who had doubled early in the frame. That made it 2-1 Northwest Nazarene leading. That was after the top of the 4th. The Wolves immediately responded, scoring 3 more runs in the bottom of inning number 4 on a 3-run homer from Tyler Mohler. That has made it 4-2, Wolves leading, and the score has been the same ever since. We're back to action. Drew Deal in a 2-0 count, nobody out, and Casey Wayne at first base. He was hit by a pitch to start this inning.
Go, Drew!
Oh, you've probably been able to catch him in the video stream. As you look to the sky up along beyond the center field fence, and had a couple of looked like military aircraft flying by. It's been pretty neat to see pop up in the infield here for Drew Deal. Is caught by John Olson. We've got 1 down in the top of the 7th.
Center fielder, number 6, Carter Walsh.
Carter Walsh, center fielder. Walk and a steal to his name in this game, 0 for 2. Been a quiet one at the plate today. Gets a hold of his first pitch, flies it to left field. Back on his horse as Mitzel has time to get underneath and make the catch. So Carter Walsh retired on 1 pitch. And we've got 2 down here in the top of the 7th.
Let's go, Brew!
Gavin Brubaker, the batter.
Gavin Brubaker.
Go, Fox.
Brubaker, the second baseman, has struck out twice but is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Casey Wayne takes his lead off of first base. He got aboard to lead off the inning but has been stuck there since. Pop up to first and a fly out to left to have left him on first base. 4-2 Wolves leading the Nighthawks. Cut and a miss. Count moves 1-1 on Brubaker. Pickoff move to first, not going to be in time. Western Oregon in search of their 29th win of the season to keep their hopes at a GNAC title alive. 1-1 misses upstairs. 2 balls and a strike to Gavin Brubaker. It would be a very, very tough get for Western Oregon to get in as an at-large berth into the West Regional. They're really hoping to lock it up with an automatic qualification here by winning the GNAC title. Northwest Nazarene, a lot easier road to the West Region if they don't win the GNAC tournaments, as they're currently ranked 5th in the region and 6 teams will go. 2 outs, 1 on, and a 2-2. Cut and a miss. 4th strikeout for Devin Bell wraps up a scoreless 7th inning of work. He's now through 3 innings of shutout relief. 4-2 the score. Western Oregon leads Northwest Nazarene as we get into the 7th inning stretch here in Billings on GNAC TV. 4-2 Western Oregon leading going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Jonathan Zayas back for another inning of relief. Just had to face 2 batters in the 6th. He'll see Valdez, Mitchell, and Herzog here in the 7th. Count runs 2-0 on Zach Valdez, the second baseman, leading things off for the Wolves. Western Oregon just going to need 6 more outs defensively to pick up the W and force a game 2. If that is the case, we will have a roughly 30-minute break in between games and come back for a second game to follow. Pitch misses inside on Valdez. 3-0 now the count for him. He's flown out to right field twice in this game and is 0 for 2. This is Western Oregon just now finishing up their 3rd trip through the order. That one taken at the knees for a called strike. 3-1. Short roller to third, charging in. Pahukoa is throwing time. 1 down here in the bottom of 7. Back to the top of the order with Curran Mitchell, who scored the first run in this game. Straight off the broom as he doubled to lead off the bottom of the 1st and then scored on Owen Bischoff's RBI single. And Mitchell's had himself real solid GNAC championships so far. Coming into today was 5 for 10. Now make it 6 for 13 over 3 games played. That includes 3 doubles now. 1-1 pitch. Flown into right center field. Tracking it, sliding in and making the catch, Tishenko. Oh, what a catch by the right fielder. The diving catch from Trevor Tishenko makes it 2 away and robs Curran Mitchell of a base hit. Great defensive play from Trevor Tishenko, the senior outfielder, named first team all-conference this year. Justin Herzog, 2 outs and no one on. Still no action in the Western Oregon pen, so they're going to bring Devin Bell out for another inning. He's thrown 3 shutout innings of relief so far. Herzog fouls it away left side, 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Low and outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Devin Bell has not given up a hit since the 5th, which was his first inning of relief. Since then, he has retired 7 of the last 8 batters he has seen. And the only base runner he has allowed in that time has been hit by a pitch that got Casey Wayne on in the 7th. 3-1. Fouled away by Herzog. Herzog looking for his second hit. He's 1 for 3 today. Takes a payoff pitch in the dirt, but he'll gladly settle for a 2-out walk as he gets on. Wolves looking to extend their 2-run advantage, 4-2 our score here in the bottom of 7.
Center fielder number 9, Owen Bischoff.
Now Owen Bischoff to the dish. Before he comes up, we're going to see a visit out to the mound for Jonathan Zayas. Right-hander is up in the NNU pen. I don't think this will be the end of the road for Zayas. He might get just another couple batters to see if he can't make his way through the 7th. No, I'll eat my words. That is the day for Zayas. We'll step aside for the pitching change. 2 outs, 1 on here in the bottom of 7, 4-2. Western Oregon leading on GNAC TV. Josh Bishop, the reliever into the game for Northwest Nazarene, replaces Jonathan Zayas, who goes an inning in the third. 4-2 our score. Western Oregon leading NNU in the bottom of the seventh. Two-out walk issued to Justin Herzog would be the end of the line for Zayas, who goes 1 1/3, no runs, no hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout in what's going to be no decision for him. Breaking ball offered in to Owen Bischoff is fouled away, puts him into an 0-2 count. Josh Bishop, the new reliever in for the Nighthawks, a 6'2 redshirt junior from Sydney, Australia. 1-0 record, 4.97 his ERA this year. Herzog at first after the walk. Pickoff move over, not going to be in time. Count 0-2 on Bischoff, so it could be a quick inning here for Josh Bishop. He has made 1 start this year, but almost exclusively coming out of the bullpen. This is his 19th relief appearance on the year for NNU. 0-2. Bounces in front of home. Herzog's going to try for a second. The throw out. Not going to be in time, so a wild pitch advancement for Herzog. Puts another man into scoring position for the Wolves. Base hit could expand their lead out to 3 runs. 1-2 count on Owen Bischoff. Pitch on the way. Grounder foul, third base side. Bischoff today 1 for 3. Did bring in a run in the first to give the Wolves an early lead. Pitching has really taken over. Both bullpens have been solid. 1-2. Breaking ball. Catches the inside corner. Got him looking. Bischoff not happy with the call, and that will end the bottom of the 7th inning. Josh Bishop just has to face 1 batter and ends a scoreless bottom of 7. Remains a 4-2 ball game. Northwest Nazarene within striking distance, but they're running out of outs. We go to the top of the 8th here on GNAC TV. Into the 8th inning we go. Western Oregon 4, Northwest Nazarene 2. It has been quite the day from relief pitching for both sides. Devin Bell back for his 4th inning of work. He has gone 3 shutouts so far, 2 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. That in relief of Aiden Holker, who went 4 in the start, striking out 5 and walking 1 while giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. First batter he's facing is Cole Calnan, who's into a 1-1 count. Calnan singled in the 5th but was stranded aboard. That was actually the last hit that Devin Bell gave up. Retired 7 of the last 8 he has seen, and trying to make it a full trip through the NNU order without allowing a hit. 1-1 misses up and in, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bell working from a windup, pitch on the way. Rounded back up the middle, ranging to his left. Herzog, off balance throw to first, going to be there in time. And boy, what a play from the shortstop, Justin Herzog. A tough one back behind second, but he gets it done. One down here in the eighth.
Let's go, Trev!
So Western Oregon now 5 outs away from forcing a game 2. And then it would be winner take all for the 2024 GNAC title. Swing and a miss by Trevor Tishankle on his first pitch. Bell having to step off the back of the mound and reset. Here's the 0-1. Gotten a miss by Tishankle. Double and a run for him back in the fourth. There you go. 0-2 flown into center field. Can of corn there for Bischoff. And that's 2 down. So it's now 5 consecutive retired by Devin Bell, and 9 of the last 10. 10 straight batters without a hit. We've just seen some really great relief pitching from both Northwest Nazarene and Western Oregon over the last 2 days. Bullpens have been so important. First pitch for Adam Paganelli, flown towards the left center. Bischoff has the beat on it. Makes a catch, and it's a 1-2-3 8th inning. Devin Bell feeling in the zone right now. Western Oregon going to be 3 outs away from the dub. They'll get a chance to expand that lead. 4-2. Wolves on top heading to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th inning, Cortez, Olson, and Stoltz will try and expand this lead for Western Oregon. Currently sits at 4-2. Their advantage over Northwest Nazarene. Another inning of work here from Josh Bishop as he gets Cortez to foul off his first pitch, 0-1 that count. Between the two sides over the last 3 innings, we have just seen 1 hit. It was a single from John Olson back in the 6th inning. Other than that, it's been very quiet offensively these last few frames. 0-2 quickly the count on Cortez. Just shy of 2 hours into this one, and it's been a quick one. You know, we are into the bottom of the 8th in what so far has been an hour 56. 0-2 pitch for Cortez. Lined into center field for a leadoff single. That's the first hit for Western Oregon since this man was up to the plate, John Olson, who now steps up.
First baseman number 21, John Olson.
Let's go, Josh!
So for those of you just joining us, Western Oregon 3 outs away from a win. They need to win 2 today, however. They capture the 2024 GNAC championship. Northwest Nazarene, the only team in this game that could cinch it up with a win here in this one. Bunt down the third base side by Olson. Fielded by Pahukoa. They get the out at first, and now they're going to get Cortez off the bag. He was caught taking too big of a lead off of second base as he turned around. So what was supposed to be a sac bunt to move Cortez over turns into a double play. And now 2 outs and the base is empty. Things getting a little bit easier for Bishop. It's going to bring up Randy Stoltz.
Now to play for Western Oregon, number 34, Danny Alvarado.
Stoltz being pinch hit for here. So Randy Stoltz's day is done. The DH having gone 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. 0-1 offering in fouled out of play down the right side by Danny Alvarado. First time we are seeing him here in these GNAC championships. Alvarado, product of South Salem High School, didn't go far for his collegiate baseball. As Monmouth, the home of Western Oregon University, just about a half hour from Salem, Oregon, where Alvarado grew up. And played his junior college ball at Wenatchee Valley before transferring over to Western Oregon. Alvarado now in a 1-2 count. Bishop trying to face a minimum here in the bottom of the 8th. 1-2 pitch. Breaker found third base side. Josh Bishop, the third pitcher we've seen today from Northwest Nazarene. Blake Hammond got the start and was able to go 5 1/3, allowing 4 runs on 7 hits. 1-2 fouled away. Then it was Jonathan Zayas for an inning and a third before Bishop replaced him. Two outs and no one on for Danny Alvarado, who is getting his first at-bat of the GNAC championships. It's a hold of the 1-2, flies it into center field. Walsh moving back, able to get there, make the catch. And end the inning. No runs, a hit, and nobody left on here in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th. Western Oregon will try and wrap up a win here for game number 1 and force a second game. And they'll put Devin Bell back on for his 5th inning of relief. 4-2 Western Oregon here on GNAC TV. Western Oregon leading Northwest Nazarene 4-2, and we are in the top of the 9th inning. The Wolves 3 outs away from forcing a second game here on Championship Saturday in the 2024 GNAC Baseball Championships. Devin Bell is tasked with throwing his 5th inning of relief. He'll be facing the 6, 7, 8 in the Nighthawks order here in the inning. That begins with Duke Pahukoa, the third baseman, quickly into an 0-1 count. Another breaker comes inside. This one misses, 1-1 for Pahukoa, who's 0 for 2 today with a walk.
Go Duke!
Here's the kick and the 1-1 from Bell. Flown into right center field. Chasing it into the gap is Tyler Mohler. And the right fielder, the one to make the catch. 1 down. The line right now for Devin Bell, it's been a good one. That's now 4 1/3 innings of shutout work, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. He and the starter, Aiden Holker, have combined for 9 strikeouts against 2 walks. Here's Brian Rojas, takes it high. So should the Wolves hold on to win this one, be about a 30-minute pause, then we would come back for game 2 to follow. That'll also be here on the GNAC Sports YouTube channel and GNAC.tv. One fouled away by Brian Rojas. So it will be a separate link, so just make sure you revisit the YouTube page and click on that Game 2 link. 1 out, no one on. Bell delivers. Flared towards right center field, over on the run. Not able to get there is Bischoff. That's in for a 1-out single for Brian Rojas. So Northwest Nazarene not done just yet.
Let's go Casey!
They're going to bring the tying run to the plate. Here's Casey Wayne.
The designated hitter, number 27, Casey Wayne.
Woo! Go Case!
Casey Wayne hit by a pitch, reached on an air, yet to pick up a hit in the game. Looking for his first of the day. Bell's offering, going to get away from Cortez. That'll allow Rojas to advance out to second.
Go Nighthawks! Go dude! Find the way, Casey! Find the hole out there!
Casey Wayne, we saw pinch hits for Carter Walsh against Central Washington back in game 2 of the day yesterday. He would strike out looking in that one. So still in search of his first GNAC Championships hit this year. Although it was reached a couple of times. He's in a 2-0 count. And Rojas now taking his lead off of second base. 4-2 the Western Oregon lead over Northwest Nazarene. 2-0. Going to be tipped foul.
Go Casey!
So we do have action in the Western Oregon bullpen. They're getting a righty up and ready just in case Devin Bell gets into some trouble. Have to lock up the win right here, right now to force game 2. Now runs low and outside, 3-1, and now Bell in danger of putting the tying run on base. Casey Wayne awaiting his 3-1 offering. Devin Bell running into trouble for the first time in this outing. And he runs that outside for a walk.
Let's go Nighthawks!
Northwest Nazarene not folding that easily. They have put the tying run on base, and the go-ahead run will come to the plate. Drew Deal will be the batter, but first we're going to see a visit to the mound for Devin Bell. Drew Deal hitting in the 9th spot. He's already tripled in this game. And Northwest Nazarene with a little bit of life here in the top of 9. That single from Brian Rojas was the first Nighthawks hit since the 5th inning. Also ended a streak of 7 consecutive retired by Bell. He'll be allowed to continue, but I imagine it's going to be a very short leash here for Western Oregon. A batter or 2 more if he can't cinch things up quickly. So here's Drew Deal, the NNU catcher, 1 for 3 today. He has Wayne at first, Rojas at second base. He'll step to the plate for his 4th plate appearance of the game. First pitch from Bell. Down the chute for a called strike. Oh, 1 count on Drew Deal. That misses outside in the dirt, but blocked by Cortez. Keeps it around, so no one able to advance. Deal, a .302 hitter on the season. Just came up with his first triple of the year in the 5th inning. Look back to second a couple of times from Bell. Here's his 1-1. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Waiting on deck is Carter Walsh. And that'll get us back to the top of the Northwest Nazarene order. Do they have a comeback somewhere up their sleeves ready to go? 2-1. Called strike. Back pick tried for first. It's thrown into right field. Rojas heads for third, and he'll hold up there. It'll be a throwing error on A.J. Cortez. Second error of the ball game on Western Oregon. The count now 2-2 on Drew Deal, and runners on the corners. Bell trying to find an out. 2-2 pitch. Deal fouls it off to stay alive. Is up around the shoulders, but he's protecting. Devin Bell, now over 60 pitches into this relief outing. 2-2. That's going to miss it now. The count full for Drew Deal.
Come on, Drew.
4-2 Western Oregon's lead. They are 2 outs away from forcing a game 2, NNU making it difficult for them. Another foul away by Drew Deal. Tying run is at first base. Go ahead run at the plate for Northwest Nazarene. Bell, payoff pitch, and another foul away. Deal refusing to go down easy. Fourth batter of the inning. We've seen a single from Rojas, who's now at third, and a walk for Casey Wayne. He's at first base. Another 3-2. Deal lines it into left field. Moving back on it. Mitchell able to make the catch. Rojas will tag and come home. He scores. So it's a sacrifice fly for Drew Deal, picking up his 9th RBI of the season. Makes us a 4-3 ball game, but now 2 away. Back to the top of the order with Carter Walsh.
Go, Carter! Woo!
Carter Walsh hitless, 0 for 3, but a walk and a steal. Lines it back to the pitcher, hits off of Bell, has trouble locating, has it, throws it to first, and Western Oregon is going to squeak out a win. Well, it sure got interesting there in the top of the ninth, but Western Oregon's defense able to strand the tying run at first base and hold on for a 4-3 win. Line score this one, Northwest Nazarene 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors. Western Oregon 4 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors. So with the Western Oregon win, a game 2 has been forced here on this Saturday afternoon. We are going to step away for about half an hour. So approximately we're looking somewhere between 2:45 and 2:50 Mountain Time, a first pitch here from Dealer Park for game 2. Winner of that one, they're going to be GNAC champs. But to be determined on first pitch, but probably looking at about 2:50. So please join us back here on GNAC TV. Again, final score of this one, Western Oregon 4, Northwest Nazarene 3, forcing a second game to decide a GNAC champ here in 2024. We hope to talk to you again in about 30 minutes for the second game of this one on GNAC TV.